Hello and welcome back to Abs Talk Sport. Bit of a new setting for you guys in the new SDS studios, but today, big news has to be spoken about. It was revealed early on this morning that Dan Ashworth has left Manchester United by mutual consent. Now, from the reports that have come out afterwards, it has been made clear that potentially due to either his work with the signings in the summer, or maybe even his reliance on Erik ten Hag and not getting rid of him in the summer, like many Manchester United fans wanted, that might have been what led to him losing his job. What does this mean for INEOS? I was on SDS just the other day and I said that United are now sorted in almost all facets as a club. Ownership, board level, manager, just the players left to go. I wasn't expecting news like this morning. INEOS seemed to be the way Man United have caught up to most of the rest modern European clubs. Seemed that we were actually catching up. We were going to be making astute kind of signings that made sense for the profile, for a game model, not just a manager. They were saying all of the right things, but unfortunately, it seems like there's been trouble in paradise. Because for whatever reason, Dan Ashworth has not seen eye to eye with either Sir Jim Ratcliffe, David Brosworth, or potentially Omar Barada. But that's obviously been the situation so far. We obviously, as United fans right now, is a bit of confusion because things at player level we can have an idea about, because we are seeing it day to day on the pitch. At board level, there's such a limited amount of information coming towards us, so we aren't sure about what is the actual reason why Dan Ashworth has to leave. What I do want to see now from INEOS, which is the most important thing, is who they bring in to replace. Because I'm more than fine with trusting Omar Barada and the decisions that he makes, and all these guys, Jason Wilcox, and they have experience in the game. But this was clearly an issue that maybe wasn't identified when INEOS were being formed. When you're bringing so many different people with tons of experience in football, all of them are going to believe that going their way is the right way. And obviously having too much cooks in a kitchen can spoil the broth. And it seems as though that is what's happened in this case right now. That's off the pitch. And I think as of right now with Man United, it's interesting because we have made it clear, and Ruben Amorim says all the right things all the time about what needs to change at Man United. The physical level of the team. He spoke about how no team can ever win the Premier League if all players are not running. Minimum. So the athletic profile is a minimum for the team. Technically speaking, I still have question marks about some of the profilings of the players, if I'm being honest. If we do look at the Nottingham Forest game as an example, right? I feel as though Garnacho shouldn't be starting for Man United at this current stage. And I understand there are some people who are big fans of Alejandro Garnacho and still do believe that he has the ability to be a superstar, but a Liban included. But I just don't think that as of right now, he has the full footballing IQ necessary for him to be supplementing the team often enough. I've spoken many times about, when I was on Saturday Social as well, about what the best team would look like for Amorim. It has changed since then because I don't think anyone expected Mazraoui to do so well at a right centre-half. It was something that I predicted would be a potential use of him. But as of right now, our best lineup is looking like probably Mazraoui, Maguire, and Lisandro Martinez. I know Lenioro had his debut against Arsenal when he came on, struggled a bit against Arsenal, struggled against Nottingham Forest. He's still obviously very early on in his career. Ruben Amorim has to find his best lineup. I still do believe that Amad Diallo is being wasted at right wing back. I still would like to see him as a right 10. And that would mean that potentially we'd have to see how he shakes it up. But I just don't think that Garnacho should be starting anymore. I think our attack is just is really tough. And it seems as though Amorim wants in his dual 10s for there to be one that's more of a creative attacking midfielder and one to be a winger. Ruben, I've got a solution for you, mate. Bruno Fernandes and Amad Diallo in those dual 10s for the rest of the season. That is just what makes sense. Because as much as Bruno might have had a bad performance in terms of losing the ball in crucial areas, it was clear that in that first half especially, he was the one knitting the ball from defence to attack. If he got the ball from one of the deeper players, he was getting that ball to Amad Diallo, and they struck up a bit of an understanding in that first half especially. Other than that, Rasmus Højlund, it's still questions there left to be answered. I know we have seen him do well in transition teams, but in games like Nottingham Forest where you require someone to be linking up the play, that was what was missing from defence to attack. It's such an important pass from one of the back three, especially if you play back threes like all top clubs do right now, even in possession. You have to be able to fire it to someone in a line or a second line ahead of you so they can set a player. If you do that pass from someone like Maguire to a Højlund and they can set an Ugarte or a Kobe Mino, the attack is on immediately. But unfortunately, Rasmus Højlund doesn't succeed in those moments. Joshua Zirkzee, another one, he came on against Nottingham Forest, a cameo that leaves more to be desired, right? His He's a player who obviously you can see how good he is technically speaking. The intensity issue is still an issue. I still don't like this profiling of him when he comes onto the pitch playing as one of the wide tens, because we know that he can't run the channels. So if he's on the last line, he's completely useless. And if he drops off too deep, he's not affecting the game. So I think whenever he comes onto the pitch, it has to be playing as a 9. And if you're going to be playing someone in the wide tens, play someone like Rasmus there. Rasmus can run in behind. He has the ability. He's got the legs to be running in behind. So that profiling, that tweak is necessary. Overall, in terms of Amorim, I think the message is still the same to the Manchester United fan base. It's clear. This manager knows what he's talking about. Every single time I watch him speak about this club, he is saying the right things, what needs to improve. I'm so happy he saw that meltdown in the beginning of that second half, because there are no illusions now. There is no delusion anymore. It's very, very clear. These players have quit on Manchester United fans in the past, and they have the potential to do it again. But I'm happy he saw it, because now that list of players that he trusts it decreases and decreases and decreases. And then he knows who the players to ride for in the future are. And we'll have to wait and see who that is in the future. As of right now, for me, if you were to ask me, I look at Mazraoui, I look at Kobe, I look at Yoro, Ahmad. These are the players we have to build around. And that is scary, because I didn't mention more than 5 players in a squad full of experienced players. Onana, I've been on record when we're on our SDS video, Premier League of the team so far. I put him in goal for in that team, and I still don't think that's incorrect. But that was a very, very big mistake. And I understand the outrage of fans. At the same time, it wouldn't be what I concentrate on solely, be Andre Onana. But I understand with such a high-profile mistake like that, that would be the case. But like I say, the message to Manchester United fans is clear. The idea is there to be seen. The players in those positions need to improve. The structure is there. What happens upstairs now is very, very important. So the stability is there above Ruben Amorim. A major concern for this team is clear to see now, after that first goal conceded at Nottingham Forest, is set pieces. Now, I've seen some intricacies in Man United in attacking set pieces. What comes to mind is Anthony side-footing a shot from 2 yards out at the Emirates Stadium. But it was intricate. It was a clever little set-piece work from Bruno to Anthony that could have resulted in a goal. Also, in this Nottingham Forest game, a nice little cutback to Amad Diallo that, again, could have resulted in a goal. So offensive set pieces, United are creating things. They're being a bit sharp. So it's clear that we're working on set pieces. Defensively speaking, though, it's not been good enough. Lisandro Martinez is at fault for that one. Obviously, being on his man. Obviously, Milinkovic is a bigger player than him. And I spoke about a pet peeve of mine being a smaller player on a bigger player in set pieces. And that was an example of that. But yeah, Lisandro was at fault for that one. You could argue he's at fault for the third goal as well. The header is won by Chris Wood at the back post, who's obviously up to no good in the Premier League season so far. But again, Lisandro's communication with Onana, could it be better there? Can we clear that off the line? Not good enough there defensively. Again, Bruno was losing the ball a couple of times, but like I say, that intricacy with him passing that ball to the right wing back, him finding the players in front of him, he is positive for those sides of the game, but it still leaves a lot to be desired. Harry Maguire, when he comes onto that pitch, he should be playing in the centre-half position for Manchester United from now on. And that sounds like an indictment on Matthias de Ligt, who hasn't done much wrong, but again, hasn't done much right as well. And that dynamic is an issue right now, because Man United need to be taking steps forward. As a centre-half, Harry Maguire might delay on the ball a little bit, but he is also the one that changes the point of attack. He finds the wing-backs regularly, and that is what is necessary from the centre-half in Amorim's back three system. They are required to be finding the wing-back here, finding the wing-back there, breaking a line, finding a midfielder. That is what we want. So at this point in time, potentially, if Yoro continues, you could allow Mazraoui to go further up in the right wing-back. Get Ahmad in the right 10. Yoro, Maguire, Martinez. Clearly, we need to go into the transfer market and bolster certain positions. But as of right now, set pieces are a concern, and Harry Maguire could also help with that as well. And that is an issue that Man United must address immediately. But other than that, let's see how we attack the January market. Let's see how we attack next summer. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments down below, and I'll catch you guys next time.